This is called macro photography, and it's something that I've actually been wanting to get into. So on this beautiful day, I borrowed a macro lens from one of my friends that we go birding together. Now, a macro lens comes in different grades, okay? You have the 1:1 macro, which is the true macro, which in my own opinion is the only macro worth buying. Because again, you'll see some macros, they'll say, 1 or 1.2 or whatever. That just means it's not true macro. It's a macro lens you can pull up close. But the 1:1 is the one where you can actually get really, really, really close to your subject and get your shot. So that is what I used. It was a Canon macro lens, and I used it with my Sony mirrorless. My Sony is not full frame. It is a crop sensor Sony. And the reason I like crop sensor is because it gives you that additional crop. And I like that for wildlife. I know a lot of people swear by full frame, but I personally like the crop sensor for wildlife photography because, again, I get to, while somebody's shooting at 600 mm, I'm shooting at 900. So that helps out a lot. And because I'm also one of those people that like detail, I like to see, like, I want to see the eye, like every little bit of it. I want to see the hairs. I want to see everything. Okay, I spend way too much time chasing wild animals with my camera. And the results? Freaking awesome. From sassy squirrels to, did that just happen? Wildlife moments. I turn them into prints so you can hang them in your home. Basically, it's like bringing the wild to your walls without the mosquitoes. ToniPayne.art. Anyway, so yeah, how did I get these shots? How did I achieve these shots? Let's start with the one of the fly. Again, a fly is not the... When somebody saw that I had done this video of a fly, they were like, what were you thinking? I was like, well, I wasn't really thinking of, it's a fly. I was just thinking it's an insect and it's accessible because flies are everywhere. So I went into my yard, my backyard, and I knew that I have a guava tree, and I knew sometimes flies frequent that guava tree. They get on the leaves and they do their thing. So when it was hot, I sat out there for a couple of hours and I was filming the flies. First of all, you got to get used to it. You got to get used to like how close you can get, what the insect is doing, their personality and things like that. You got to feel it out, and that's what I did. So I went out there with kind of, I know, how do you feel out the personality of a fly? Like, they're annoying, right? Like, I just want to go away. But yeah, so that day I had to kind of study what they're going to do next, how they hop from leaf to leaf. What I mean? They actually have patterns. All these little creatures, insects, they actually have a way they do their thing if you pay attention closely enough. So I was like, okay, because flies are really fast, before you set your lens and adjust everything and do your settings, they're gone, right? So I started watching. I was like, okay, when they stop here, when they do this, they actually stay longer. So I positioned my camera and the lens in a way where when they land, and they tend to land on the same spot. I didn't know this. They'll land on the same spot that they've landed on before. I know it's weird, but I was like, okay, they're gonna land here again. So I set my camera right there and I waited. And that's how I got these shots that you're looking at right now. And I thought it was actually pretty cool, like how the fly kind of does its wings, like the little hairs on the legs, and just how iridescent they are. They're actually kind of good looking. I love the eyes. I love the detail on the eyes. Macro photography is something, or videography in this case, is something that I really wish to explore some more. I still have not bought that 1:1 true macro lens. I will. I always say I will. It's like a little investment that I have to kind of just bite the bullet and just do, because I want to do a lot more macro. You're going to be seeing a lot of macro stuff from me once I get my lens. Anyway, so another macro image that I shot are of bees. Bees, again, same thing with flies. They move around really quickly. They're like, 1 second you set your camera, they're gone. Okay, so you have to kind of be patient. You have to study your subject and then go in and do what you need to do. And that is exactly what I did with the bees as well. And I was able to get these shots because I waited, I was patient, I studied my subject, and I was able to kind of figure out, okay, they will stay here and pollinate for maybe 10 seconds and then move. And then pollinate for 5 seconds and then move. And then pollinate, you know what I mean? Like they just jump from place to place. And that is exactly what I did. I watched them and I kind of mentally was like, okay, this is what they're doing. Because if you're just looking at it like without, filming or anything or having any intention, you just see them go like that. You just see them. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no pattern to it. But actually there is when you really, really pay attention. They might hop from one flower to another flower, stay 2 seconds and hop back, like that. And that's what they do. And I doing the macro photography made me realize, that is exactly what they do. Another one that we shot, again, I was with my friend that day. We actually set out that day just to do macro. This is not the same day that I did the flies. It was, I think, the next day was the damselflies. I wanted to get really good shots because he always gets good shots of them. So I wanted to get good shots as well. I'm one of those people that get like jealous of people's shots. Like, I want to do that. I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, what did you do? When did you get that? I want that. Yeah, I do that all the time. I'm like a little brat when it comes to like clips and things that I can film. So yeah, so I wanted to get the little damselfly, and we had gone to this place where it was like a lot of greenery, and we knew there were going to be, he knew that there were going to be damselflies there. So I followed him, and sure enough, I saw one kind of in the little bushes. One thing I will tell you, macro photography is easier than macro videography. Taking a picture is like, you can get your shot, but trying to follow them with video is so much harder. And the other reason that macro videography is harder is because with macro photography, I had a flash, just a little simple flash, and a diffuser, like a little round diffuser. Oh, I should have brought it so I show you guys. A little round diffuser for the photography. That way it looks brighter, it looks crispier. Crisper. It looks crisper, crispier, whatever. It doesn't matter. It looks better. So with videography, you don't have the advantage. I mean, you can bring a light. I tried that and I didn't like it. So you don't really have the advantage of the flash. You only have your daylight. And sometimes the sun can be harsh. Sometimes the sun can be on your side. You know what I mean? The day that I shot filmed the flies, the sun was on my side. That was perfect. The lighting was beautiful. It was hitting it was hitting the right spot. So I was able to get those shots easily. Not easy. It wasn't easy. It was hard. Look, it was hard. I'm not going to even kid you. Macro videography is hard. Okay. Photography a little easier. Videography is hard. And I feel like I'm going to still challenge myself because I really, really do want to do macro videography and show you guys how cool these insects are. I want to do spiders. Like when it's spider season, maybe I would have gotten my lens by then. I want to do spiders, like macro videos of spiders. They don't move around as much. So they're probably easier to do a macro video of. I've done videos of spiders, but not macros. Just imagine how cool that would be if I did macro. Like you can see the little details, like the eyes, like maybe like the jumping spider. Oh, I've seen people do those and they're so neat. Anyway, so like I was saying, videography is much harder than photography because again, everything has to be working for you for the video to look good, okay? And the day that I did the video of the flies, that was happening for me. I've tried other videos and it was an epic fail. But pictures, as long as you have a good 1:1, let it say 1:1 true macro lens, a good camera, it doesn't have to be crop sensor, it could be full frame. Okay, I use crop sensor because that's just my preference for wildlife. Either one works. A good crop sensor and flash and a diffuser, and you're able to kind of get in there without being a pest. to the animal. You could tell, like, if you're looking through the lens, you could tell, like, is it showing, is it not, is it clear, is it crisp? You could tell. The closer you move, sometimes if you get too close, then you see nothing, right? That means you're too close, and that one stops there. That's why I don't like the ones that are like not true macro, because let's say this is your subject. With a true macro, you could probably get this close. Then you really get the details. But with something that's not a true macro, you could probably get this close and then you don't get as much detail, right? If that makes any sense. Somebody that's more technical can explain this. I'm not super technical. I just love to shoot. I know what I'm doing, but I'm not like super like, oh, well, this is the aperture has to be blah, 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 you know. But you catch my drift. So one just... Again, one true macro is all, in my own opinion, is the only macro worth getting if you really, really, really want to do macro photography or macro videography. Anything else is just like, you're going to wish you had that one. Okay? Because you're not going to be able to get in close and you want to see the little hairs and the little details and stuff like that. Okay? And I have done macro photography with flowers. Let me show you right now. All these flowers right here. I do have a 1:1 macro for lens for my Canon, not for my Sony. So these were shot with my Canon. So I'm able to get up in there, but then again, I'd have to I couldn't get what they call this thing? A converter. Toni, where's your brain today? My brain has like been like, I've been outside, like trying to get good footage for you guys, like to watch my BTS, and then the sun beats me and then my brain just says, oh. Anyways, yeah, so my Sony has a true macro, but my Canon has a true macro, but my Sony doesn't. I need to get a true macro for my Sony, because if I do, you'll know when I do, because I'm gonna be all over the place. Like, oh, today this is what we shot. The spiders. I want to get a black widow. I used to have a black widow in my yard, like by the water area that used to live there. It's gone now, I think. I haven't seen it in a while. But anytime I open the water to kind of wet the plants, he kind of comes out, or she comes out, and it's like, what are you doing? I guess to drink some water. I don't know. Anyways, and I was going to do a macro video of it, but it's gone. And I don't have the lens anymore. I gave it back to my friend. All right, so without rambling too much, that is how I was able to shoot some of this stuff. Again, like I said, macro video is harder than macro photos. You do need a flash if you really, really want your macro photos to be great. If you want to do video, you need really optimal lighting. Pray that the sun loves you that day, and make sure one true macro. The type of camera that you have, for me, in my own opinion, does not really matter. It could be mirrorless, it could be DSLR, it could be full frame, it could be crop sensor. What matters is your lens. And what matters, again, is just being patient, studying your subject, and just having fun. You know, don't get frustrated. Have fun, scout the area. Ants. Anything makes a good macro subject. Like anything makes a good, interesting subject for macro photography. Like for real, like I feel like I can do ants and it'd be like, oh my God, this is super cool. I never knew ants had, you know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness, that spider is amazing. I never knew this spider had. You just see so many cool different things that you didn't know this animal or insect or whatever it is had, because now you're shooting so up close, like with the macro lens. Okay. And then, they sell these things like all these macro editions. I don't like those things. I've bought them. I've wasted a lot of money on those things. And at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what, Toni? Just spend money and buy the actual macro lens. Because I did buy it for my 150 to 600 lens that I use on my Sony. I was like, okay, maybe I put the little macro attachment on it and then, use it to shoot. Maybe I can get up close, blah, blah, blah. It did not work. I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. The only one I liked was the true macro. And even on my Canon that I do have an actual macro lens, so I prefer that. True macro or bust. That is me. Like true macro or bust. I don't have a preference in terms of brand or anything. Maybe in one of these days I'll try out different brands and review them. I don't know. But for me, for now, I don't really have a preference. Sony's good. Canon's good. I've seen pictures. Sigma's good. whatever floats your boat. The most important thing, again, is that passion to get out there, study your subject, know what you're doing. You don't have to know what you're doing in terms of, shooting. You can learn on the job, but know what you're doing in terms of like, I really want to do this. Okay. Alrighty. And I forgot to play you guys this video, but I'm going to insert it somewhere in the middle of the video now because I just went over and over and over and over again. You've probably already watched it because I will insert it earlier on and I'll insert it after this too. Have it twice because it's about my art. All right, y'all, that's going to be it for this video. If you have not yet subscribed, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget, boom, boom, hit that notification button. Bum, 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 bum. Notification button so you get notified when I upload a new video. For now, I'm doing Wednesdays and Sundays. Help me. Please pray that I can do this. I'm trying so hard to be dedicated to y'all. I really am trying. So I'm going to be uploading a new video every Wednesday and Sunday for now. If it changes, you will know in my future videos. Okay? So if you have any questions, drop a comment below. All right, y'all. Peace. Okay, I spend way too much time chasing wild animals with my camera. And the results? Freaking awesome. From sassy squirrels to, did that just happen? Wildlife moments. I turn them into prints so you can hang them in your home. Basically, it's like bringing the wild to your walls without the mosquitoes. ToniPayne.art